Hello, good yo-yo people. I'm Nate, and this is Let's Talk Yo-Yo. Today, before I review the Endgame by 2Sick YoYos, I want to talk about Worlds, World Yo-Yo Contest coming up. Today's Wednesday. This is the day before Worlds actually begins, Thursday through Saturday. I myself will be there on Saturday, just Saturday, unfortunately. If you are there on Saturday, come up and say hi to me, or I'll come up and say hi to you, whatever. So if you see me, I'll be walking around and hanging out with everyone I can possibly hang out with. So, all right. So let's talk about Worlds just a little bit. First off, what are you excited about Worlds this year? Who are you anticipating to see compete for one? Who do you expect to win in different divisions? I haven't actually honestly given too much thought about it, but I would say just my prediction, if I had to put my money on it for 1A, I do think this is Gentry's year to take it. I think he has a good chance. So that would be where my money would be, I guess. I don't know. I'm curious what you think. What yo-yos are you excited to see? I wish I had a lot more money than I have going into Worlds because there's a ton. But probably by Saturday, a lot of it might be gone anyway, some of the limited stuff. So that will make me feel better, not having to just kind of spend more money than I actually have. But there are a few yo-yos I'm pretty excited about. There's the Corco Scales collaboration that they're working on. I'm excited about that. I got to play that East Coast Masters. Looks awesome. I'm excited to maybe pick one of those up possibly. There's a lot of great releases coming out. So what are you excited about seeing released and all that? Who do you predict to win the different divisions? Who are you excited to see on stage even? Not necessarily just to win, but who are you excited to see compete and perform? Who are you excited just to see again if you've not been to a contest for a while? You know, that's what's great about contests. I get to catch up with people. Now on to today's review of the Endgame by 2Sick YoYos. All right, let's go. All right, this is the in the hand section. Let's talk about the end game. All right, so why is it called the end game? If you are following 2Sick YoYos, if you've been following them for the last few, like forever, they've been doing chess-themed yo-yos, and they have quite a few yo-yos in their line. The majority of them, the large majority of them, are named after just different chess moves or pieces or what have you. So this is the end game. It's called the end game because this is going to be the final yo-yo in that series of chess themed. I don't know what's next exactly. I'm not sure if Joey's released that or not yet. But they've had a really great run. You know, I think I joked around at one point with one of their yo-yos a while back, like how many more chess themed you know, yo-yos can they put out? How many terms are there? Well, apparently there are a lot, and they've exceeded that, maybe exhausted that. But here's the end game. It's a bimetal yo-yo. 2Sick YoYos is not unfamiliar with bimetals. A large portion of their catalog is bimetal yo-yos, so they know how to do bimetals, and they know how to do them well. Some of their bimetals have that sort of you know, ring that's kind of pressed in the middle. This one's on the outside, so not on the inside, not in the middle, but right on the outside. You know, there's some benefit to that, you know, where you're going to kind of put all that weight on just the outside rim. So, you know, maybe expect it to feel just a little bit floatier than your average bimetal, maybe. It's fairly light on the specs, which I like bimetals to be kind of that way too. Where the body's light, but the rings themselves kind of give, because it is a different metal, you can kind of manipulate the weight distribution quite a bit differently on a bimetal. Obviously, that's kind of the point, right? So it's a V-shaped yo-yo, but it kind of flanks in here, kind of curves in here. No wall whatsoever. So, I mean, right away from just the profile of this, you can kind of tell that this is going to be very much a competition-focused driven yo-yo. So, you know, it's nice and wide, huge catch zone. Yeah, I also like this fade as well. It's this kind of greenish, emerald greenish fade, I guess you would call that, to black. It's real nice. And then a black stainless, you know, black anodized rings here as well. The bowls here are pretty deep as well. You have a little bit of a spike there. It's not super sharp though. So we'll see how it maybe does with matadoring. I think you could probably grab it, but it's not going to be ideal necessarily for those sort of things. It's not very sharp and it's not very long, but you should be able to finger spin fairly well with it. The bowls are pretty deep on there to be able kind of to get some centering as well. So we'll test all that. The blast on there is pretty standard matte finish. It's gonna be, the shape is gonna be really ideal for finger grinds as well. It just kind of curves in really nicely there. Let's see, I think that's pretty much all we need to talk about in the hand. Let's go and actually play it, see how it plays on the string. All right, welcome back to the on the string section with the Endgame by 2Sick YoYos. Man, grinds are ridiculous, by the way, on this. You know, the flank, which is the last yo-yo I reviewed from them, it's a great yo-yo. That yo-yo grinded really well as well. But man, this shape is great, and you could really see how balanced this yo-yo is. It's just very, very stable, which you should expect in a bimetal anyways, but man, it's this yo-yo is crazy stable. Very competition focused. It has that nice light, nimble feeling. It's not maybe as light as like something like the Elite, but it has that same sort of kind of gliding feel, in my personal opinion, to something like the Elite, which I really prefer my bimetals to be that way, kind of a little bit more nimble feeling, but you can definitely feel just the power also behind this, very similar like the Elite, where it's like kind of almost deceiving how long it's spinning. Let's go ahead and try some of their standard tricks and see how it performs with those. The gap is just really, really nice. I mean, it's really opened up. So it's really going to be focused on competition. Yeah, I mean, my goodness. Yeah, this is just hitting every single box you want for competition-focused yo-yos. Yeah, it's going to do finger spins really well as well. It's going to hold really nice and tight there. That's a really good way to go out for 2Sick as far, they're not leaving, they're still making yo-yos. But as far as their chess themed, it's a really great yo-yo to showcase everything that they've kind of learned in the last, like, since forever. And I think this is, like I said, in the hand section, they have a ton of bimetal yo-yos in their catalog. And this by far might, I don't know, this might be my favorite of their bimetals as far as playability is concerned. Just, I think it's everything that a bimetal that you'd want in a bimetal. Man, it's solid. Somebody had mentioned in a comment on one of my videos that like I should be doing a magic drop as part of my trick routine, and he's right. I was doing magic drop for a while just to kind of show rejections, that sort of thing. And I don't know when I stopped doing that. I guess I just forgot that I was doing that trick. So magic drop and rejections like that are going to be really nice with this gap as well. I mean, it doesn't catch at all. There's no wall whatsoever there. Let's see, what else? Talked about that spike here a little bit. Let's see if we can... it's going to be really hard to Matador. You know what? I'm not having any real luck with that. All right, let's go and do one of my tricks, and then we'll have some last-minute remarks. So, man, the Endgame, I really enjoy this yo-yo. I think it hits everything that you competition-focused players are really going to love. It's also just a fun yo-yo to play. Very stable, very, very smooth on the string. It's got that nice sort of nimble feeling, but yet it still kind of has such a power spin to it that it's just going to have these crazy spin times, crazy stability. The profile on that I really enjoy too. It's not necessarily a wide yo-yo. I mean, it is wide in comparison, but it's not ultra wide, but it feels wider than it really is, just because that gap is just wide open, and that scalloping sort of design is really smart. So it's not simply just like a V shape, kind of angled in directly, but opens up even a little bit more. So just for even things like horizontal, it's just going to be ideal. I mean, I don't even play horizontal much, and I have no problem keeping this on the plane. It's just perfect for that. So yeah, if you are looking for your next competition yo-yo, man, this one's great. The Endgame is fantastic. I'm excited to see what 2Sick does with their line. What if they're going to pick up a different theme and kind of run with that, and see what they're going to do now that they've finished their series of chess themed. So again, hey worlds, if you see me, say hi, right? I'll have some ZipLine strings with me. I'll have some Prestige strings, so if you want to try that out. I'll also have all the new releases and yo-yos that are from Squared YoYos, so if you're bumping them and you want to try something, let me know. I always have an open case in contests. So anyway, that's going to do it for my review of the Endgame by 2Sick YoYos. And as usual, good day and good yo-yo.